Alright there, should all make Yorkie here. Once again, Yorkie gets humble as I bring you my humble opinion. My brief look at the games on the monthly Humble Choice bundle. And right here we have the life and suffering of Sir Brante. Now, I know Damo, he uses numbers at the end of his name, I can never remember them, has been running this recently, and I think he's had some success with it, but I haven't checked him out on that one. I'm intrigued to see what it's like, whether it can come to the Tales of a Copy. So, let's start. The Yorkie Brante, of course. Character restarts enable consequences open. Should we go hidden? You'll not see the consequence of possible choice in advance. Once discover the result of your decision. Well, for now, just doing the playtest, I'll leave it open so we can get a concept of what it impacts. If I do a full playthrough, I might make it hidden. If you hold the fate of a single man in your hands, you will follow his life from birth to death. Actually, these are 5 to 30 minutes, so we're not going to do that. Your choices shall define who Sir Brante will grow up to be. You will decide his personality, social status, and what mark he'll leave on history. With every step he takes at your behest, Sir Brante's character will change and evolve. Your decisions will close some doors for him, but open many others. Well, I like things that take from birth to death. They can be fun. There was an old one. What was it? Alter personality? I can't remember what it was even called now. It's years ago, but very simple, not graphical at all. But it was fun. The world of Sir Brante's birth is a ruthless realm, where people are divided into estates. It is hard to be a hero here. Be ready to accept that Sir Brante cannot overcome every challenge in his path. Of course, every hard choice will test his character and personal qualities. Often you will not be able to make the choice you would like to. It may happen because you chose a different road earlier, exhausted your hero's willpower, or haven't earned the right position in society. All of which makes sense. Every victory will be a struggle, a path paved with bitter losses and gut-wrenching failures. Accept the tragedy, and this is how you will create a gripping and unique tale for your hero. What will become of Sir Brante, his loved ones, and this world? All depends on you. Right, here he is.
The story of my life remains written on these pages.
Nice voice.
But my fate has always been my own. Every deed, every choice, every person I met made me what I am. Could I have taken a different path? Could I have found a different calling? Altered the very course of history? And what price would I have to pay?
I also like the heavily stylized and very heavy black and white ink style artwork. It's something you don't often see, and it's actually looking good for something like this. At the end of time, your fingers are stained with ink, your breathing grows ragged, your hands are shaking, yet the words begin appearing on the page before you, one by one. Things together to form a chronicle of your own life. Who are you, and how did you reach this end? You were born, raised, and lived your entire life in the blessed Arcanian Empire. In this land, a man's destiny is predetermined at the moment of his birth, whether human or Arcanian. Or Arcanian. Interesting. So humans and another species entirely. Nobleman, priest, or low-born commoner, all blend to the divine will of the twin gods. And each life is naught but a single cog in the universe's immeasurable machine. The memories come flooding back. They engulf you as a merciless wave, binding together days that are thrice dead and gone. The dreams of your childhood, your adolescence, your youth spent in the capital, years of peace teeming with life and a war drenched in blood. High ranks and lowly deeds, opulent palaces, secret city backstreets, fields of battle and faces, so many faces of the people you held dear, the people who walked this road by your side. Such was your life, now all exposed by ink erupting from the page. With your every step, you sought to change the world as you saw fit. The choices of your upbringing, the path you carved in your youth, the fruits of your struggle, the consequences of your sacrifice. All of it led you here, to the end of your time, and every choice had a price. Now, years and years later, the crossroads of your life echo in your memory, and the pain and joy inextricably intermingle. Could you have taken a different path, chosen a different calling, found a different place in your world? You had the power to alter the very course of history. Now, on the verge of death, you struggle with doubt, seeking answers to the last and most crucial question of all, your life. Of all the paths in life, why did you walk this far? Did you choose your own fate, or was your fate shaped by forces beyond your control? What determines a man's destiny? Man himself, the world around him, a higher power, there is no destiny. Interesting, so you're setting your character up with choices. There is no destiny. Human life is an exercise in chance. It is not governed by any laws. You stand tall and stare death in the face, unflinching. There was no higher power guiding your life. It was just a wild jig, a chaotic tangle of innumerable human wills, actions and accidents. The only thing that could ever turn this chaos into an orderly narrative is the eternal human drive for storytelling. Your life had no greater meaning. You were neither cursed by fate nor guided by providence. And this is what made you truly free. But are you right about all this? Is it all true? To learn the truth, you will have to return to the very beginning, remembering every step you took along the way. On these pages, the story of a man named Brante will once again live. Alright, so we're going through childhood, adolescence, youth, peacetime, and the revolt. Chapter 1, Childhood. Childhood, where life begins. First word. It's a shame that there's no voiceover, but that's understood in a game like this. Still doesn't mean it's a bad game. It's a slight detractor for me, because especially with having the good quality voiceover at the beginning, it's a shame that it doesn't continue. First words, first unsteady steps. You are but a small child, learning about the world in which you were born. To you, everything is so new, so baffling, so unforgiving. A long, trying life stretches before you, so many feats and faults, so many fateful choices to come. Yet you are already sowing the seeds of your future self. You are learning to live and survive in this world, looking for a place within it to call your own, choosing your future destiny. Who will you grow up to be? In chapters childhood, adolescence, and youth, you will live through your hero's coming of age. You will shape the protagonist's personality, his qualities, and relationships. By the end of prologue, you will determine the estate and future occupation of your hero. Only in adulthood will he start to influence the world around him, and even the ultimate fate of the Empire. Who will Brante grow up to be? It's your call. Chapter 1, Childhood. Childhood, where life begins. Your first words, first unsteady steps. You are but a small child, learning about the world around you for the first time. Yet it is also here that you sow the seeds of the future itself. Who will you grow up to be? Events in personal life of the hero that can happen in this chapter. Fencing lesson. You dare to study fencing like your father, even though you have no right to it by birth. Determination must be greater than equal to 4, and train with father. Beyond, as a small child, you suffer your first death and rebirth. Suffer your first death. Okay, so you're reborn, that's fine. Insights. You experience insight when your mother tells you about the ways of the world and the lots of its inhabitants. Perception must be greater than 4. Play with ants. Okay. Nobleman's sacrament. You challenge the sacred order and attempt to seize a noble lot. Willpower must be greater than equal to 0. and kiss the sword. Interesting. Your personal qualities at this age may determine which choices you may take. Determination 0, spineless. Your perseverance and strength of character. Your ability to get in the way. It affects your frame of mind. Okay, perception. Inattentive. Inner strength and the number of lesser deaths that you have experienced. These qualities will stay with you your entire life. Willpower 0, ready for action. You can drop that down to -10 as exhausted. And you can go up to 30. Okay. Deaths. Untouched by death. Fourth death seems to be the true death. Okay. The sections that open in this chapter. Destiny screen is now available. Personality screen is now available. House of Brante screen and family screen. Okay. Let's begin the chapter. We're not going to go far into it because it is a narrative game, and if I want to explore it on the Tales Over Coffee channel, I don't want to know too much about it. At first there was nothing, no time, no sensation, nothing but darkness and void. But then a will breathed life into nothingness. I like the music, I'm going to say that. It's not overwhelming, but it does the job of summing up the... it's not top quality Hollywood music, of course. But I'll give it an 8. It does the job of matching the background, so far anyway. The theme of what's going on at the moment. Then a will breathed life into nothingness. Matter and spirit were set in motion. History began its march. It was your turn to enter the world. Sound effects worked. That was a good baby crying. Pages turning are okay. So I'll give them an 8 as well. They're not invasive, they're simple so far, but they do the job. And they do it relatively well for what a story like this needs. It is moving. Okay, I thought it was, but honestly. Your first memory, you are lying in your back, blinded by a bright white light. You are not alone. Above you tower the colossal figures of those who created you. You are part of them, and they are part of you. Between you and them is an inexplicable connection, a strong, unbreakable link. They will always watch over you, guard you, and protect you. Every child has that option. It hurts to breathe. You let out the pain in the form of a desperate scream. Your creators extend their hands towards you. There are two of them, the ones who made your form from their own selves and brought you into this world. They are united, yet as they lean closer, you can see how different they are. You can already feel their differences within you, struggling against each other. The first figure is soft and empathetic, wise and merciful. The love that emanates from it wraps you head to toe like an invisible blanket. A warmth from it is never ending. The second figure is strong and powerful, commanding and noble. It is harsh but fair, a beacon of guidance, a force of protection, and merciless punishment for every misdeed. There is also a third figure. It is like a shadow barely seen behind them, yet already pulsing with an unbreakable will. It is the very will to live that is now growing stronger than ever within you. A soft open palm, a strong closed fist, a lingering distant shadow. You struggle to loosen the swaddling clothes around you and extend a tiny hand into the world. Reach out to the palm of the fist or the shadow. And there's the consequences. I like it. So I could get, if I go for the palm, I could get perception +1. If I go for the fist, I could get determination +1. If I go for the shadow, I can get willpower +10. So smile at, since I'm going with the, in this start at least, going with the, there is no providence, it's all about what, chaos, then I'm not going to let these two impact me. I'm not going to go for the sane things. I'm going to go with willpower. Smile at the figure standing behind them. The first smile appears on your face, awkward yet genuine. Your mother and father exchange looks and start talking. You know no words yet, so all you hear is a sequence of booming sounds. But the stranger behind them has no need for words. The stranger's look is all it takes for you to feel the will to live and act now burns within you. Full of power. 10 to 19. The shadow figure, and the shadow brings a finger to its lips, as if to say, there, baby, don't cry. This is our secret now. And then the shadow melts into the light. Birth, year 1118. Your life in this world begins. How will you live it? I'm gonna go one more scene. 1119, childhood. And then we're gonna stop so I don't get too far into it. As the days go by, you learn to tell your parents apart. You recognise father by his heavy breathing and strong cold hands. He visits you rarely. How about Brante? Hello there, young little Yorkie Brante. Your mother's tender voice, however, follows you day and night. My, you're growing so quickly, my child. There are 2 more children in the family, named Stefan and Gloria. Gloria sings songs to you. She often dresses you in a tight clothing and gently holds your hands as you learn to take your first steps. 1 year old. Maybe. Stefan likes to sweep you up and pinch you and toss you into the air. Oh look, this is your brother and sister. Yeah, you're my little brother, says Stefan. We're gonna play together. I'll always be in charge because you were born a commoner. Be quiet, you. He doesn't understand yet. Interesting. Gloria. Come on, baby Yorkie, let's go play in the yard. I was born a commoner. Interesting. It is hot. That was some vicious chirping, at least at the volume I've got it. It is hot outside. You grip your brother's hand with one hand and your sister's with another as they help you walk down the giant stone steps. Then you sit on the ground and start exploring the sparse blades of grass with your fingers. It tickles. In the sky far above and away from you is a gigantic pillar, a perfectly straight stick made of light. It is so bright it hurts to look at. Why are you staring at the shining pillar? Asked Stefan. Not going anywhere, you know. Hey, I want to play hide and seek. He's just a little baby. How's he going to play? Then you hide him. I'll try and find both of you. You have no idea what they are talking about, but you support them with happy cooing. This is strange, but so exciting. Stefan and Gloria glance at each other. Then your brother walks to a big tree, closes his eyes, and starts shouting something. Gloria takes your hand and walks you through the yard. We gave the coughing. I have a blood drop or a yearly test. Due this morning, so I can't eat or drink anything, so my throat's dry. Gloria takes your hand and walks you through the yard. Your sister takes you behind some thick bushes to a tall wall. The light from the light stick on the horizon barely reaches you. You can't see home from this place. The ground is crawling with tiny black bugs. Gloria sits you down on the ground and puts a finger to her mouth for some reason, and then she's gone. You no longer hear Stefan's voice. Gloria is nowhere to be seen. You feel colder. The bugs are no fun to play with. You've been sitting here for a long time, completely alone. Nobody checks on you. They forget about you. Did they abandon you? Voices cry loudly, gaining willpower. Find your way home. You get up off the ground and start crawling through the bushes to find your way back home. Getting determination. Or sit and wait. Find your way back home. You get up on your feet, swaying a little bit. Carefully, you take your first step, then lose your balance and plop down on the ground again. But you are determined. You get up again and keep walking in the direction of Gloria. You walk out of the bushes and further towards the wall of the house, and then the most tender and gentle hands in the world embrace you and pick you up. Mother has found you. There you are. You lean on your mother's chest and hold onto her with your arms. You want her to know that you came here all by yourself without any help. Pat you on the head. Your brother and sister stand behind her, clearly feeling guilty. Gloria is in tears. Stefan is staring at his feet. She'll be staring, not starting. You hug Mother. He is here now. We're still spineless. But only just. $11.20. 2 years old. Alright. We're going to quit there. Because I've seen enough of what to get an impression. I think I am going to bring this to the Tales of Coffee channel. I want to know more about it. The graphics, as I say, I love how stylized they are for a game like this. I wish there's more voiceover. There isn't. That's fine. Obviously, it means a lot more reading for me, which, given I can't drink right now, is a bit rough. The music is atmospheric enough to do the job. The sound effects, they're simple. They fit in where they need to fit in. They do the job. The narrative builds a world that, at the moment, I'm intrigued by but not deeply interested in. Or at least interested in but not deeply intrigued by would be a better way of phrasing it. I want to know more, but it's not grabbed me yet. The characters, they're starting to build up differently, Dad and Mum. And although the people are different now, and there's more variety in how a man and woman can be, it was largely defined back in these days. Well, I mean, this is a mythical place, but you know what I mean. So it's understandable that Dad is, and still to an extent in these days, it tends to be the case, Dad is the protector or the driver, Mum is the nurturer. Yeah, okay, fine, whatever. I don't have a problem with that, and it fits in for this day and age, it makes sense. I also see that in the Tearaway Boys Will Be Boys of Stefan and the singing and so on of your sister, not Gloria, what was her name? I've forgotten. But yeah, that makes sense. And the fact you can build your own character, I like that kind of game. I want to see this through to conclusion. Possibly more than once, because you can choose your own paths, of course. So, does it pay for the Humble Bundle slot? Absolutely, it's definitely worth $1.50. I'm going to say it's worth $12 at least. I think it's good enough for its place to cover the Humble Bundle. I'd pay $12 for this and bring it to the channel. Yeah, your mileage may vary. That's perfectly fine. So it will come to the channel. It will come to Tales Over Coffee probably tomorrow. And see you over there. In the meantime, right, this month for me on Humble Bundle has been just a moderate success. I don't think it was a bad bundle. I don't think it was a good bundle. I think it's moderate. These two are games I strongly dislike. I was extremely disappointed by Death Stranding Director's Cut. I did not like anything about it. And the same can be said for Life is Strange 2. I've played that through before, as I've said. These two I've played before, which is why I'm not done a Let's Try of them. Life is Strange 2, I found him to be a complete idiot, and him to be an insufferable brat. I found them completely unsympathetic characters, and therefore the storyline was just tedious. It actually put me to sleep one time while streaming it, when I did play it. Overall, yeah, they're no's for me. Moderate wins for Aliens Fighting Elite and Monster Camp, and possibly Revita. They paid for this lot. They were worth trying, but I don't think I'll go back to them. Revita is one I might play. I don't know how, but I'm more interested in it because I'm intrigued by how well they deal with the dark themes that they've got. What I'm probably going to play this month, the two successes for me this month. Rollerdrome was fascinating for me because it's outside my wheelhouse, but I want to get more play of it. Now, that said, I won't be good at it. It is outside my wheelhouse. Overall, moderate to good win. The only true success for me is Life and Suffering of Sir Brante, which is going to be on the Tales Over Coffee channel, where we start the day with a narrative tale and a cup of coffee to welcome a blessed day, as I always say. On this channel, for the rest of the month, Probably not every day, but I'll do some Rollerdrome and some Revita, one or both of them. So overall, this has been not a great success for me for Humble Bundle. I've seen many better months, including last month, but good enough is what I'd sum it up as. All right, see you next month. Well, see you this month if you want to watch some Revita and Rollerdrome. Bye now.